Hello, Facebook and YouTube worlds. My name is Judah, for those of you who don't know. Most of you know me by another name, and that's cool. That's what this video is about. I no longer use that name, so I'm not going to use it in this video. But, yeah, so this is kind of a coming out video for my friends on Facebook who don't know. My family and my close friends here in Sacramento know, but the majority of my friends from college and friends from Florida, from when I was in high school and whatever, they don't know. You guys don't know. So I'm just gonna talk about it for a few minutes. Talk about why I'm changing my name and what that means. So I'm going to be as quick as I can, trying to explain things. First, I no longer identify as a lesbian, just FYI. I identify as a transgendered person, a trans man, an FTM. An FTM means a female to male. So what that means is that technically I identify as a straight person, sort of. Anyways, that's kind of confusing. So why I feel that way, why I identify that way, and why I'm coming out again, I'm going to start from the beginning, and again I'm going to be as quick as possible, because if not, this could be like a half an hour long video. So basically, from the time that I was probably, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, I began to realize that I wanted to be a part of the boys crowd. Not just be a part of the boys crowd, but I wanted to wear boys' clothes, I wanted to have boys' haircuts, I wanted to pee standing up, I wanted to be a boy. This was very difficult for me, because I was born a female. So it was confusing to me as to why I was developing differently, why I was expected to wear dresses, why I was, all of these things, because I didn't understand my own gender. Because to me, I felt like I had every right to be a boy. I had every right to learn how to pee standing up, because it was a magical thing to me. I had every right to, want to play outside, get dirty, have, be attracted to girls, not at 6 and 7, but later on in my life, because to me, to myself, in my mind, I was a boy. And then, growing up a little bit later, in middle school and high school, I saw girls with their boyfriends, and, most girls want a boyfriend, and I wanted to be a boyfriend. Not just in the lesbian sense, like I wanted to have a girlfriend, but no, I wanted to be a boyfriend. I wanted to have, I wanted to be the romancer. I wanted to pursue girls. I wanted them to look at me and see, like a muscular, like, sexy looking guy and go, I want to be with that guy. And unfortunately, that's not what I look like. Have never looked like that. Someday, cross my fingers, that I will look like that. But that's besides the point. Actually, that's totally the point. What am I talking about? Anyways, and then, because of my upbringing, and because of society, really, that was ingrained into me that was a bad feeling. That me wanting to be anything other than my birth gender was not okay. And so I never told anyone, I never thought about it, I just shoved it into the back of my mind. I had dreams about being a guy multiple times, like almost all of my memorable dreams were of me being a man. Like actual physical sleeping dreams. So on into college, I was still, denying all of this. I began to develop feelings for, people, and I'm not going to name names because that's really awkward. But, you know, I had crushes on girls, and I didn't recognize it as that. I just thought I wanted to be their friends, I just whatever. But, you know, I look back on it now and realize that I was, you know, attracted to them, and I wanted to be close to them because I wanted to be with them. And, so I looked at all of my friends and how they had, you know, boyfriends, and they were happy and in these relationships, and again, like, I felt that feeling of like, well, I want to be somebody's boyfriend, you know, which I just thought I was just lonely and I wanted a boyfriend. So, you know, I tried to get a guy to like me, and you know, I've pretty much looked like this my whole life. Sometimes I had a little bit longer hair, but usually it was pretty close to this. So you can imagine that it was a little difficult for me to find a guy. And I'm really thankful I didn't. I've only ever had one boyfriend in my life, and that was a really awkward experience. So, anyways, so then, you know, I moved to California, and I met Beth, and we got together, and I came out as a lesbian. And for the first time in my life, I felt like, God, I can finally be myself. Like, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. This is how I feel. This is how I identify. These people understand me. And I felt like that for a good 6 months. And then all of a sudden, these cracks started appearing in that understanding, in that identity. In that, like, more often than not, I wanted to be one of the guys. More often than not, I would look in the mirror and I would see my chest and my hips and my face and my roundness here, and I would feel unhappy about it. And I would feel like I just wanted to look more manly. Like, I didn't necessarily want to be a man, but, you know, because that's bad. Or so I thought. And I just wanted to look manlier. I wanted people outside, you know, of my circle of friends to perceive me as a man, people on the street. And that's another theme for my life, is anytime anyone would mistake me for a guy, I was internally elated, but outwardly I would, like, overcompensate and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you thought I was a guy, like, it's so annoying, oh God, I hate that when that happens, like, who, like, do I not have boobs, like, come on, who would, you know. But really, inside, I was like, yes, I fooled one. Anyways, so I began to recognize this about myself, that, like, I really was excited about this type of thing. When somebody would mistake me for a man, it made me feel really good about myself. And then I met a good friend of mine who's a trans man, and I would have never known that if he hadn't told me. And because I had never, to my knowledge, I had never met a trans man before that. I probably had, but they didn't tell me they were trans, so I didn't know. And it was a revelation to me. I didn't know it was possible, because I had lived a very sheltered childhood. I didn't know it was possible to transition to the point that you were perceived 100% of the time as a man, and that you were a man. And so that, you know, that kind of opened up the floodgates of my feelings. And once I realized that they were there, and that I had just been ignoring them for my entire life and trying to push them back because I didn't believe it was possible, but once they were there, I couldn't ignore them anymore. And so thus began the process of figuring myself out, Beth figuring out where she was at with everything. And she's super supportive, by the way, and she's wonderful and is my biggest cheerleader. And we are, you know, excited to go through this adventure together. And it's brought us a lot closer and made our relationship a lot deeper. So all in all, it's been a really good thing so far. I've had a couple negative responses with coming out, but that's okay, because not everybody is going to understand, and I'm used to people not understanding me. So if you you're not okay with this, or you don't understand, or you don't like it, like, that's fine. I can't say that I will want you in my life if you're going to be rude or mean about it, but as long as you're willing to respect my view and still love me as a person and as a human being, then we'll be okay. So, and I just want to say a quick, because we're at 10 minutes now, so I just want to say a quick thank you to the people who do know and who have been so supportive and so loving. I really appreciate you guys. All my friends and chosen family here in California. I love you guys, and you have been so wonderful. And Beth, I love you, and you. I couldn't do this without you, and I love you so much. And yeah, so that's it. Like I said, my name is Judah. I prefer to be called that name rather than my birth name. I'm changing my pronouns from she to he, him, his, so-and-so, so on and so forth, whatever. So that's all I got.